We're going to start with our warm-up. I actually pulled this from a second grade lesson, but the reason is we are starting our unit on geometry, which is over the study of shapes. So you have to know your shapes and you have to know what they are in order to use your formula chart and know which formula you need to use. All right, so what is this shape called? Why is this a cube? Why is this a cube and not a rectangular prism? All sides are the same. They're all squares, right? So that's a cube. All right, what's this called? A sphere. This is actually what we're studying today. We're studying spheres today. So it's very important y'all understand what a sphere is. A sphere is kind of like a basketball or tennis ball or soccer ball. It's that round, bouncy ball type thing. All right, what is this? This is a cone. Think of it like you're eating ice cream. It's just upside down. All right, what's this one called? Cylinder. I should hear everybody answering. This is a second grade lesson. This is a cylinder. This is like your can of soup. Then this one is called a rectangular prism. Do y'all see the difference between the cube and the rectangular prism? Are they similar? It's like rectangles and squares, right? This one is made up of a bunch of rectangles. This one is made up of a bunch of squares. This can actually be considered a rectangular prism. Just like you can call a square a rectangle, but you can't call all rectangles squares, okay? All right, and this last one is called a triangular prism. What makes this a triangular prism is the base is a what? But what are these lateral sides? What is that? That is, come on guys, that's a second grade question. What shape is this? It's a rectangle. So in a triangular prism, in a rectangular prism, anytime you see the word prism, the sides are always rectangles. And then the first word is the shape of the base. So triangular prism. Look at this base right here. What kind of shape is that? A rectangle or whatever you want, a rectangle. You could call it a square because it looks like one, but we'll call it a rectangle. The base is a rectangle, and then it's a prism because the lateral sides are also rectangles, okay? Flip to the back. Again, I saw a lot of you finding the area, which is great. I'm glad y'all remembered, but did it ask for the area? All it asks for is the radius. And a radius goes halfway through a circle. So did they give me the radius? Yes. What is the radius? All right, how about on this one? I totally meant to put that all the way across. So I want y'all to draw a circle. And I want you to put this is 17 all the way across. How would I find the radius of this circle? So how do I do that? Divide it by 2. You have to know how to do this today. So I would do 17 divided by 2 in my calculator. And my answer is 8.5. And that is how you find the radius of a circle. All right, take out your notes. And we are going to start our lesson on volume of spheres. So before Thanksgiving break, we were refreshing those first grade through 7th grade formulas, which were found right here on our star chart, yes? Today we're going to do volume. So everybody go to your star chart. Guys, everybody sit up, please. We got 15 days. I need y'all to give me an effort. Go to the section called volume on your star chart. I don't see everybody doing it. What shape are we studying today? Sphere. So this is the formula that you're going to use. Remember, a formula is like a recipe. Have y'all ever cooked anything before from like a box? What happens if you don't follow the recipe? It gets nasty, right? It doesn't taste right. The recipe for volume of spheres is 4/3 times pi times the radius to the what? to the power of 3. And it's very important that you type it in your calculator exactly how the formula calls for it. So right here it says a sphere is a three-dimensional figure with all points the same distance from the center. And it asks you to write the formula. So where did I get the formula from? My star chart. So I'm going to write down 4/3. If I'm writing, you are writing. Times pi times radius to the third power. Now, the most common mistake I see students make is they accidentally put to the second power because we were used to doing that for area, right? So the biggest thing is that you're just paying attention today and you're typing it in exactly how you see it. 4/3 comes from the recipe. Pi comes from the recipe. So what's the only piece that we're having to find from the sphere? The radius. How easy is this lesson going to be? Super easy. So let's look at example 1. This is a sphere. Did they give me the radius? Yes. So I would do 4/3 times pi. If I am writing, you are writing. Times, what is the radius? 6. And then what does it say I have to do to that radius? I have to do it to the third power. And my calculator will do all of this for me. I don't have to do any of it. So open your calculators and let's type this in. How do we put in 4/3? Alpha y equals. Okay, so I'm going to hit alpha y equals. I'm going to choose option 1. I'm going to type in 4/3. Make sure you tab out. Did you already put this in? Times pi. Does everybody remember where the pi button is? Times 6. And then do we all know how to get to the power of 3? We're going to hit this button right here to get up to the exponent and put in our 3 and hit enter, and that is your answer. These will all be multiple choice, so you will just be picking the closest answer. So we'll round to the hundredths place. So my answer is 904.78. And volume is always given in units cubed. That does not change your answer. You just write it that way. All right, let's try the next one. Is this a sphere? Did they give me the radius? They gave me the diameter. So what do I need to do to this? Divide it by 2. So what is the radius? What is 18 divided by 2? 9. So I'm going to do 4/3 times pi times radius cubed. And all I have to do is fill in the numbers for this. All right, so I'm going to do 4/3 times pi times what is the radius? 9 to the third power. I'm going to go through the calculator steps again if you're struggling, so pay attention. To put in a fraction, you hit alpha, the green button, then y equals the top left button. You choose option 1, and you put in 4, arrow down, 3. Then arrow out before you do anything else. Now times. Pi is in blue right above this right here. So you're going to hit second and then that to get your pi button. Times 9. And again, to get to the exponent, you're going to push this caret to push up to the exponent of 3. Hit enter, and that's your answer. So 3,053.63 if I'm rounding. Meters cubed. This last one is not a full sphere, is it? It is half of a sphere. It's called a hemisphere. So what do you think I'm going to do to my formula? I'm going to take my answer and cut it in half because the full sphere would look like this, yes? So can I just cut my answer in half once I get it? So I'm still going to do 4 over 3 times pi times radius cubed. I don't see everybody writing. Did they give me a radius? Yes. So I'm going to do 4/3 times pi times 6 to the third power. Whatever I get for that, I'm going to take it and divide it by 2 because it's half of a sphere. All right, so let's go to our calculator. Alpha y equals option 1, 4/3 tab out, times second pi, times 6, carry up to the exponent of the third power, enter, 904.78. And I'm going to take that and divide it by 2 because it's not a full sphere, it's half of a sphere. So I just take my answer, divide by 2, and my answer is 452.39. Centimeters cubed, because that is the correct way to write volume. Do y'all think this is easy? Volume is easy, but when we get to surface area, it gets to be just a little bit more challenging. The effort some of y'all put forth today will not be good enough for surface area. Y'all are going to have to wake up and pay attention. All right, open the Google Classroom. You'll write your answers just like we always do. You'll get them checked with me, and then you will submit in Google Classroom.